Well, the YouTube True Crime Material site stepping aside to do another movie review. And I just watched some clips last night. And I would like to say that this movie came out in 1977. I remember it like yesterday. And at the time also they were playing the movie, constantly back then too. And I don't think I've really gone over this movie yet, but the movie is Billy Jack with Tom Laughlin, if I'm saying that right. And like I said, I was like 77, 78 when I first saw this film. I was young, probably 6 or 7 years old. And watching this movie, man, just once again gave me the warmth, the dignity, the respect that one would have to others. And it also, made me feel like, once again, felt like I had to be someone like this guy. Being bullied all the time, being picked at. And this is another movie that really stuck with me in my head. I don't know why, but being young, I got it. Every little piece of detail in this movie. And this was at the end of the credits. And, I did not take this movie to any extreme of violence, only to ones that tried to harm me or pick on me or bully me or whatever the case may be. It was no different than when I watch a Bruce Lee movie. I literally attached to them movies. I mean, seriously got attached to them because learning these things that, little man! Is that my squirrel I was at? Little squirrel got away and I see one sitting on the fence. He's looking at me. Little man, little man! Might be my squirrel. How was the squirrel last April? And he got out because other squirrels were roaming around the window. Kind of look like him too. But anyways, like I said, this movie just inspired me to pretty much learn how to defend myself and how to respect people as a person, and especially doing what they did with the Native Americans at that time. Getting shut off their land, getting disrespect from their land, and just all around crappy lives that they lived ever since, white man put their foot on this land. Bringing the old English rules from the motherland here, which, it seems pretty funny. English come here to get away from the English rules and how things were being ran in England, but bring all the rules over here. And that's what I read in school, so it's like, what the hell is it? Why would you try to get away from rules but enforce them over here is beyond me. But I have full respect for the English people. I want to give my shout out to the, of course, out there in Britain for the Duke Philip, who passed away. In this movie, right, taught me the one word we all need to learn for today, in today's society, is respect. That's right. But, It also goes on to say this as let's go back a minute. Some may feel this picture is too violent. You probably already read it. But the real massacres, which inspired this fictionalized version, were 1,000-fold more violent for those innocent people who were its victims. And perhaps towards ourselves for also turning our backs and letting such events occur unchallenged. All we are saying is give peace a chance. And this is what that movie was about, especially during the Native American wars that began and how they used to treat them back in the day of their land and their rights. Still going on in this film, you know? And that's what Tom there was inspired because he got married to a woman who lived in a Native American village near one and seen how they were being treated. That's the whole story and how the movie Billy Jack began. Tom directed, wrote it, and also whooped some butt. That's right. Yeah, baby. Oh, man. For them people that like to just throw mud dirt in your face and treat you like you're the scum, the bug, the friggin' dirty, filthy turds that go through the sewers every day. This is that movie that brings inspiration to your life to say we are not that and we should all be equal. And it's pretty funny that today's, unless you're a child molester, unless you're a child beater, unless you're a woman beater, a woman murderer, a rapist, if you are one of these people, your lives do not matter. Other than that, all lives matter. Everybody needs to be created equal. But not only did I want to speak about that and get it all out on the table right now, boy, because I see a lot of hate out there and it's just getting ridiculous. Even when I have been unlawfully characterized. It's a shame how this world is turning out. It makes me sick. Makes me sick. But what I really wanted to talk about on this film is, not to forget the importance of Billy Jack. And I will lay it on the line for anybody to watch this movie. It is awesome. The Trial of Billy Jack. The second movie, and the Losers. I forget that name, but I think I'm going to try and put them all in the descriptions of what movies started this. And I think the last two he tried to bring out kind of flopped, but, it doesn't matter, though, because these three films that I speak of will always stand the test of time. And the second thing, like I said, I wanted to speak into about this is this little dot. And mind you, this movie became in 1977. And I believe, this is when Billy Jack had to go to jail in the first movie. The second movie, he gets out of jail, he comes home. And this is his actual wife that plays in the movie. And they're hugging on the mountaintop. And you can see it's like a vision of the Grand Canyon behind them. You know what, I'm going to pause real quick because there's a lot of people starting to come out. Pug's getting rowdy, and I'm going to finish it in the house, but bear with me, I will be back. So being live, I'm not live yet. I'm still trying to work on that. As I was saying, outside. Now we're inside. This ball of light that comes in this part of the movie. And due to the fact that you can see the setting of the sun setting down off beyond the mountain ridge, which, like I said, this looks like something of the Grand Canyon. And I think they said these movies were made at a park. Damn it. Some national park. I tried to look it up. Must have been in the wrong state, but something came up in North Carolina, so I know that was wrong. It's like out in Midwest where they've done this movie. But no lie, when I was sitting there watching this part of the movie and this part comes up and I see this light, flashing, I can damn well tell you that is not camera flaws. The sun or lighting maybe from the cameras that they had set up. That was actual, if you look at the movie and the screen, you will see that it is just I had to tap this clip, like I was tapping on it to stop it and pause it right on this, and this is the only way I could get it. And it is a round ball of light, and it turns on and shuts off immediately. And I want to say, due to this guy, Tom Laughlin's strong spirit he had, I want to say that's a damn Native American spirit orb that showed up there and did this. Now on the film, here it is, Billy Jack. I ain't got the name of the YouTuber, but if you look up the Billy Jack, put that little line at the bottom and you'll come up, and it's clip number 12. 5:55 is the time you want to watch for this orb. But I took a picture right after it. This was immediately after it, and as you can see, if there was any problems with the camera, any type of lighting going on in that area, it would have stayed there, not appear, then disappear like it did. That was a fast move. I guarantee I'll put money on it. That was a friggin' Native American orb showing up for this man's film. Right there. And this film is action-packed. I mean, there is no filter in this film. They show you what it's like back in the day, dealing, with the problem with the white man and the Native American Indians. And it was brutal. It was brutal. And this movie, it is very brutal. I mean, what they do to these people back in them times is just sick. And all they wanted to, and I mean, there's a part in this film where I ain't gonna let too much out, but they would had the military come in for some reason, and they just started to get real rowdy. The military did, not the natives, not everybody else, but that. And the natives were trying to, get back in the building for safety and this and that. And kids were trying to run because when they saw the people running out of the building, it was a meeting for child abuse, mind you. Go figure. And they noticed the military came, they started out really routing up. And when they started trying to get out of there, because they started shooting, because a military guy said there was a sniper around, they started shooting at them. They started shooting at all the civilians. Shoot them all, kill them all. So it's like, it's brutal, and it wasn't even these people's fault of why these sniper was there. I don't even think they knew he was there. Why he was there, don't know. Why he started shooting, maybe, the guy didn't like the Native Americans and did this to get him shot. But you got to check out these movies. Billy Jack, Trial of Billy Jack. And I think it's the Losers Club is the very first one that inspired him to bring out the Billy Jack character. But this orb thing here, man, as I'm sitting there watching it last night, to calm my nerves, it's like, oh, did I just see that? And, I'm rewinding and I'm tapping on the phone, pause. And then I caught it finally. I was getting aggravated and yeah, there it is. Just like when I do my videos and orbs pop up out of nowhere, this is how I get them, screenshot them and show them. And I'll put money on that. That's a friggin' Native American spirit there showing himself in this part. It's crazy, man, because there's no way in hell cameras back in the 70s could malfunction something this. No beam of light would come up. As I was saying, I had to pause for a moment, that I don't think there's any camera malfunction in this movie. There's no way, chance in hell. I would recommend anybody to watch this movie. Watch this piece if you can get to it and see for yourself. Because to me, that's a damn orb blinking in and out. And I, like I said, would put money on it. No way in hell that's a friggin' bug on a cliff near the Grand Canyon or whatever the hell mountaintop size they were using in this film. Like I said, it was a state park, but I can't remember what it was, so. And I still gotta look up where it was because it brought me to North Carolina when I did type in it. But then again, I don't know where. Yeah, I didn't get that. But anyways, like I say, this is I made two of these for some reason. This is a great movie here and there and everywhere, but that, I think that they were showing their respects to this movie is right Native American spirits. That orb, man, just really, like, whoa, blew my mind to see it. Oh, and because of another thing, of what he did too, he did get in touch with the spirit world. Mr. Billy Jack did, because also in this movie, as you can see here, this is where they met up. And when he got out of jail, he went to this place. And when he got to this place, right here, I think it's a hawk, started flying around him into the trees over here until it eventually landed on his damn hand. I don't know how they did this. It got this, and maybe it is a trained hawk, don't get me wrong. But to come back like he did in a Native American spirit world, I think that orb, right, was something that was showing itself throughout this movie. And to get this big-ass bird to fly to his hand and fly right on him. These, like I say, this is where you know that the Native American birds that are sacred. And of course, he goes back to his hometown. That's part of it. And right here is where he's talking to a shaman, his grandfather, asking him about, what does he need to do to get to the next level of his, spirit world. And he's speaking native to the grandfather in these parts. But this came up of a blue light. And of course, if anybody don't know about blue orbs, big, huge thing in the Native American world, there's a blue orb out there on Route 66 that guards a part of that highway. These blue orbs are a sign of Native American, as I was saying, these blue orbs are strong Native American spirits. Protectors. They could be also chiefs. Whatever the case may be. But bear with me. I'll keep getting interrupted. But anyways, if I can remember where the hell I was. Strong Native American spirits, blue orbs. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. He was talking to the grandfather. And he was asking him, what do you see? He says he sees the blue light. And he asked him what it was, and the grandfather, well, you find out what it is and you tell me so he can tell him what that means. So, I mean, I didn't watch the rest after that. I shut down after this video and everything, and I stopped watching the rest of them because I was getting aggravated having to watch clips and not the freaking full movie. But this, I forgot this happened in this movie. I literally forgot what happened in this movie, and this is the blue orb that I've lost touch with when I was a kid and watching these movies. And another thing that happened that Billy Jack did was get struck by a rattlesnake in the desert, and it was said if you survive this rattlesnake bite, then you become a true warrior or a spirit of of the Native American sacred warriors, I believe it was. And I don't believe that was faked out in the movie. I forget which movie it was in. I don't remember if it was in the first Billy Jack or the second one. All I remember is him doing that and trying to make it back to the town, and he did. And that's something like what they make you do in the northern Indians, and Eastern Indians. Gonna make you walk 7 miles out from, I think it's 7 miles out. No, 7 days away from your tribe. And you are to stay out for 7 days without eating or drinking water. You have to sit there for 7 days until you feel that you are going to lose your mind of insanity. You got to try and wind yourself back up and crawl back to your camp. And you become a warrior. Correct me if I'm wrong, if natives are watching. I believed I read that, though. And these guys out west, of course, from the east are different. But whatever the case may be, they got their own beliefs, their own magical, supernatural powers. And yes, when this blue light is strong, I believe, with the natives, west or east. More or less the west. I'll be right back. Anyways, last interruption. I'm going to wrap this up here. For anybody that wants to see a very high impact, great movie, the little guy being the big warrior. This is another thing that I used to talk about. You don't gotta be a big, huge man, 6'2", 700 pounds, just to be a massive looking guy to go out and knock everything on the ground and make you look like you're the toughest man in the world. These little guys like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Billy Jack himself, Tom Laughlin, Say So, Jet Li. These are the little guys, man, that whomp and whoop ass and look good doing it. And I mean, it's just insane of what these guys did back in the day and make it look easy. But I advise anybody to check these out. It's pretty bad that back in these days it's still going on till this day. Give peace a chances. No, nobody giving peace a chance. And with this COVID stuff and everything that's happened nowadays, people are really losing their minds. But people need to take a step back and really, think of what they're doing. Do not, attack innocent people. I don't know. I'm not just rambling on anyways, but It's pretty bad that this movie had and the song itself, Tin Soldier, um, makes you, oh my man, feel like a huge, inspiring mountain of, get up and just do the right thing vibe. This movie, man, should make another movement, should make another comeback, to teach people respect of the ones that want to just screw it up for the rest of us, just doing senseless acts of stupid things. People learn to mind their own business, this place wouldn't be a bad place to live, now would it? But to end this is what the Native Americans used to do back in the day. They might have been cold-blooded, hearted warriors, but only because the enemy made them that way. Other than that, they were the most peacefulest, down-to-earth, civilized people you could meet. And they still are to this day. And just because they live in a world of their land, their minds, and their religion, which is the Native American spirits of the past, warriors, chiefs, don't make them bad people. They just want to be left alone and have no problems. They've been in too many wars, dealt in too many wars. And you know what? It came to the point at one time that they were sick of it and stopped helping the wars, period. There might have been a few here and there that fought, but they all gave up and said, hey, this is our land. Leave us alone. And if you do happen to come back and want to mark that domain, throw down the big dog shake. Well, they're prepared to do anything as possible to protect and save their people and their land. And that's how it should be today for anybody. Leave each other alone. Live your lives. Be good. Simple as that. Till that next video, be safe, take care, and always give a shout out to the Native Americans. Because in this movie, they show you how to live peacefully and right, unless they're provoked and attacked. That's it. No more, enough said.